Well, let me talk first of all from how I learned to be an auxiliary ego. Okay. The first function of an auxiliary ego is to represent a role required by the protagonist. Now, in this case, the children, the diplomats, the businessman, the taxi driver. So you play the role needed to complete the drama. Second, in doing that, to approximate as closely as possible the image the protagonist has of that role. And especially in psychodrama, when that goes wrong, or in sociodrama too, the protagonist will have to say, no, that's not correct, let me show you, and roll the roll first. And then the auxiliary ego is to follow that new example. It's very often overlooked. The auxiliary ego isn't always right. And the director is directing the auxiliary ego as well as the protagonist. Directors who don't do that don't have the drama in hand. The third is to tease out, as they're in the role, is this the whole story, or is there something else going on here? And you know how I used to handle that? We've never talked about this, but have you noticed that sometimes the most important things come after but?
Yeah.
My feeling is, at this point, blah, 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 what's going on between us? And the protagonist has the right to yay or nay it, and correct it. So, very often there's something superficial going on in the scene. But you, as the auxiliary ego, know that's not the real theme. So you present it as a possibility to the protagonist to decide whether that's true or not. And sometimes you hit bullseye. The center. The fourth is for the, in a way, to act as a guide to the protagonist for a different solution to the problem. For instance, the director may say, all right, now we see where the real problem is. Let's forget about the first scene or the second scene. Let's go into the area that we've just uncovered and see how the protagonist visualizes that. Right? Talking to her sister in a different way, to her father in a different way. Okay. And that's an instrument of guidance. And in fact, in Beacon, the auxiliary egos were real guides back for the psychotic patient into the world. For instance, an auxiliary ego might go to Moreno and say, you know, or a nurse, we had a nurse, male nurse, you know, my patient John really needs a new pair of shoes. I mean, his shoes are wearing down. So my Moreno said, fine, I'll ask the family and get the money and so on. And then that auxiliary ego would go with the patient, because this patient has been hospitalized and doesn't know how to live anymore out there. He's what we call intramurally adjusted, but not outside to the outside. So this auxiliary ego becomes his guide back into the real world, where you go buy shoes or toothbrush or hairbrush or whatever. Okay?
Yeah.